Hey guys, it's Liv here. In today's video, we're going to be using a team built around Slither Wing with Florges to try and see if we can get some wins with this combination. It's a pretty unique interaction they have because with the booster energy on Slither Wing and the Symbiosis ability on Florges, we can actually pass items, so Slither Wing will essentially get a second item. And if you enjoy cool concepts like this for teams, leave a like below and subscribe. I got this team off of the Pokesports channel, of course, by someone who goes by the name of Yannick. So make sure, of course, I'll link the Pokesports stuff down below and anything they liked regarding Yannick's stuff. I don't believe that they had anything regarding Yannick's links though, but I'll at least link the Pokesports stuff where I got the team from. So hopefully you guys can try it out yourself, as well as the rental code and the team link. Comment question of the day: what's your favorite really bad ability this generation? Mine's definitely the Symbiosis. I think it's a fun strat, and I've wanted to try it for a while. I've been hyping up this Florges vid for a while, and then I finally saw Pokesports do it, and I was like, cool, a team, because I'm not smart enough to think of this. But with that said, first up, we do have the Booster Energy Slither Wing. With the Terrestrial Fire, this not only gets around the burns, but we do have Sun on this team, so it helps take advantage of the Sunny Day boost, and it makes Flare Blitz from one of this thing's weakest attacks to its strongest attack. This helps especially with getting around other matchups. Essentially, the Fire Fighting is such an incredible offensive typing, and it makes the reliance on moves like Leech Life and other weaker bug type attacks a lot less important, because really the only time you need to click it is for a really strong first impression, and that's about it. With Close Combat as well, it's your other primary stab besides, I guess, technically Flare Blitz, which is more of a stab than First Impression is in this team. But the three of these moves essentially have great coverage, and you can get around a majority of matchups this way. With Protect, of course, just being here for Protect, or Max Speed Jolly just to try and outpace anything that's around like that base 80 mark, because it's a fairly common speed tier to hit. And that's pretty much it. The boost energy is going to boost attack on this, which is intentional, of course. We want to try and make this thing do a ton of damage, because our first turn is usually going to be dedicated to a priority hit. Moving on, we do have the Life Orb Florges, of course, with Protect, Moonblast, Pollen Puff, and Helping Hand, with the Symbiosis ability. Essentially, the goal of this Florges is going to be to pass stuff to the Slither Wing, so then it can keep doing damage, and then with Helping Hand boost to help even further with that. With the Pollen Puff, we're going to be supporting Pokemon like Slither Wing or other bulkier threats on our team. We do a Moonblast, of course, for a primary attack, and then Protect. The Terra Ghost here, I'm going to guess is most likely just to get around Fake Out. I'm not really too sure, to be honest, but that's what I'm going to guess it's here for. But yeah, I mean, it's still not a bad option. Florges doesn't really need a different defensive Terra, so it works out well. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Florges. Moving on, of course, we do have the Talonflame. We have Tailwind, Flare Blitz, Sunny Day, and Brave Bird. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not really sure what the specific investment on this Talonflame is. I'm assuming that the speed is definitely to creep stuff like Roaring Moon, for example. But other than that, I'm not really sure what the attack investment's for. I'm going to guess it's the Flare Blitz damage calc, because I know typically they only run like 20 or 28 for Brave Bird. And then the rest is just thrown in bulk with 252 HP and then 4 in each of the defenses. With Flare Blitz and Sunny Day, of course, they're primary stabs. They should help get around a majority of different matchups. Clearing steals for stuff like Florges, as well as our next Pokemon on the team. And then we have Brave Bird, just a primary stab option. Sunny Day is great for all of the past Paradox Pokemon we have, and then Tailwind is a phenomenal form of speed control. While I typically would have ran Terra Ghost, of course, I'm assuming that, actually with Terra Flying, maybe that's what the calc is for. Maybe that's why they're going 36. Because a lot of Talonflame have switched to running Terra Ghost to get around the Fake Out, ruining the turn priority. But Terra Flying is still great too. This is still a great way to do damage with Talonflame, and it's a really easy way to just get past different fighting types that might threaten our next Pokemon on the team. Being, of course, Roaring Moon. Now, Terra Steel Roaring Moon actually has amazing synergy with Talonflame, because essentially this set not only has issues with Steel types, but it also has issues with fighting types, and Talonflame would handle both of those. These two as a lead is really powerful, especially with Scale Shot. You can use the loaded dice in this to try and get past other Tailwind threats, and it gives Roaring Moon essentially a really strong way to get to +2 speed pretty quickly in tandem with not only the Scale Shot, but also with the Sunny Day, of course, boosting our speed with the Photosynthesis. We're 28 HP and then 4 in the defenses. Essentially, this is because we would have had 36 left over in bulk, and you get slightly more stats by doing the 4 and 4 versus the 36 HP, because instead of just investing everything in one stat, you're going to get, because think of it this way, so with the 8 going to HP, it's boosting 1 stat point for HP. If you're going to take 4 and 4 for each of the defenses, you're going to gain a stat point in defense, but also a stat point in SPDF. So that's really what this is for. If you see anyone doing the 4 and 4, that's why. I tried to explain it a little bit in yesterday's video, but I think I did a better job doing it today. The 220 attack, though, is to guarantee the speed boost on Roaring Moon, as it's a very important mon to be fast with. And the Terra Steel is great for getting around fairies. It also helps with opposing Flutter Mane matchup, because this is a fairly SPDF bulky Pokemon naturally. So yeah, that's really it. We have the Great Tusk up next with the Terra Steel as well to help with the Flutter Mane matchup as well as opposing fairies. We have Headlong Rush, Ironhead, and Close Combat as offensive options here. Max Speed, Jolly, just to try and outpace or at least tie the Great Tusk because it's one of the most used Pokemon of the tier right now. I actually checked the other day and it is the 4th most used Pokemon on console, which is a lot about just how much his core has trended up. And then we have Protect. Protect is really just Protect here. We're going to be the Citrus Berry on this moveset because Citrus Berry, obviously, with a Pokemon this bulky, should be pretty valuable. We didn't really need an item like Clear Amulet or Life Orb just because we have Life Orb on other Pokemon. We could have been Focus Sash as well. It's another good option. But with Terra Steel, I think that we can get mileage out of Citrus Berry here because we'll be taking a lot of Fairy hits from Flutter Mane before we Trastle. Well, more so on the turn that we do Trastle, I should say. Final one on the team is Amoonguss. This is Terra Water Amoonguss. With the EV spread, of course, we're able to take an Iron Bundle, Terra Ice, Freeze Dry, no matter what. With the Spore, obviously, it's great for putting stuff to sleep. Rage Powder is great for redirection. Clear Smog is great for Dozo matchup, but we can obviously clear through Dozo setup, as well as stuff like Iron Defense Garganacl or any other setup threat. And then Protect is Protect. We didn't need Pollen Puff on this because we do have it on Florges, but it's not a bad option if you want to run this team yourself to consider it over another slot on this team, but that's completely user preference. With the Rage Powder plus Rocky Helmet, it's great for Mouse Ape because we can draw in the Population Bombs into the spot and then take that on. But it's also great for just anything. It stops like obviously non-safe Chicago speed up mouse holds or really just any other targets we're trying to draw away from Slither Wing. With that said, that's going to be the team today, and we'll see you guys in the battles. Peace out, guys. Hey guys, it's Liv here. In today's video, we're going to be using a team built around Slither Wing with Florges. If you guys enjoy this content and you want to see some more like it, leave a like below and subscribe and answer the comment question of the day. What is your favorite ability that was not viable this generation, last generation, but is viable this generation? I'm not sure if there's a lot to answer this question, to be honest, so this might be a bad question of the day. But, you know, just if you don't have one, just answer just your favorite bad ability to use then, I guess. My favorite one's definitely Symbiosis. I think it has a lot of merit, actually, this time around because of the booster energies. And I want to see what you guys have. I'm sure that we could find some more answers than just that one. But of course, I would love to hear all of your guys's. We're taking on a team today that's basically not Joey's, Wolfie's Screamtail team from Orlando, but it has a Dragonite on it actually, that is a bit interesting because they do essentially the same role, but Dragonite would help a little bit more against like grasses, and it still is a resist obviously to Torkoal and stuff like that, which is pretty similar to what Joey, I keep saying Joey, what Wolfie brought his for. I'm going to lead off with Slither Wing Florges here. I think it should be a strong lead. I'm going to bring Roaring Moon and Great Tusk in the back. Actually, I'm going to bring, yeah, I'm going to kind of have to go with this. I don't have the time. I don't really need, for what it's worth, I don't really need to bring Talonflame this game. It is a not bad mon here. But essentially, because of the fact that I don't have stuff like Taunt in this Talonflame, actually, by the way, I got this team from Pokesports. I'll do the team builder at the beginning, of course. But it is a team that I got from the Pokesports channel. They said it was built by someone named Yannick. But yeah, I'll link to that down below regardless. This Talonflame does not have Taunt, though, which means that I have a lot less reason to bring it. And seriously, I think I would be better off just going for a really raw offensive lead here. Now, they're going to lead off with Arcanine and with the Screamtail. That's perfectly fine. Not really too concerned. It's Booster Energy Tail. Okay. Okay. So this is fine. This ends up being... I forgot to check what it's boosting. It's probably speed. They're almost always speed. Now, I am kind of curious. We're going to get a Life Orb at least, which is going to be helpful. Because of the fact that we do have a Florges, of course. Let's see. So, Slither Wing versus Screamtail. Okay. So... we do have the Photosynthesis boosting with attack. We also do have a Life Orb here. Let's see. Okay. So, I'm kind of curious if, would Flare Blitz do a KO with the Sun Up? Oh, it actually does. It actually does. What the heck? Okay. Oh, actually not with -1, but that's fine. We can go for first impression, still get some good damage off on Screamtail. And then from here, what I could do is I can go for a Helping Hand boost, and that should probably do a KO at least. For what it's worth. Arcanine's gonna switch out anyway, that's perfectly fine. We're gonna still definitely get off a ton of damage against this mon for what it's worth. This Helping Hand boost should put us at around, yeah, this should do some decent damage. It's probably gonna do like 35 to 40. Actually, this is about half. So you know what? I'll definitely take that. That's pretty good. And then Perish Song goes off. Yep, it's fine. Okay. So we're okay with this. So let's see. So we know that Arcanine is Intimidate. We know as well they have Gothitelle. And then they have Screamtail. So they have one other Pokemon in tandem with this. What I can proceed to do here, I can proceed to go for a... Let's see. So I think I'm going to go for a Terrifier Flare Blitz into the Gothitelle. Actually, no. I'm going to... So I do kind of want to go for a Terrifier Flare Blitz into Gothitelle. And then I'm going to go for a Pollen Puff into the... No, I'm going to go for a Helping Hand into the Screamtail. In the Slither Wing. Essentially, my game plan here is to hope that they don't Terrestrial the Gothitelle. Because if they don't Terrestrial Gothitelle, then this should do a lot of damage, actually. Despite the fact that we're -1, they're going to bring an Arcanine. Okay, we're -2 now. But that should still be fine. We'll still do a KO, to be honest. So I'm not too concerned with that. Yeah, Gothitelle, it would have to essentially go for like a Tera Water here, which I think we're going to be the only ones that Terrestrial, which I'm fine with that. But I hope they also don't go for Fake Out, because if they go for Fake Out and Protect, I can't actually kill the Gothitelle. Which does mean that I might be better off just going for like Pollen Puff anyway. Our Helping Hand is going to go off. I guess the question is, will we break this thing quicker? Fake Out is going to go off. Ugh, unfortunate. Okay. So that's not too big of a deal. I guess I could have in theory switched out Florges here by going for Terrestrial Ghost. But I still stand by this being the better play to make. We're going to go for Flare Blitz regardless. Or actually, yeah, I'm going to go for Flare Blitz regardless here. And I'm going to go for the... I don't know. I feel like realistically either of these mons can go for a boost. I'm going to go for the Pollen Puff here as well, just mostly to try and get off a little more damage. Because I'm assuming that despite the fact that we'll lose Helping Hand, we'll probably only do around like 40. At the same time though, I think that Florges will probably end up doing... Yeah, Florges will do around like 60 with Pollen Puff anyway. This one's modest max special attack. Yeah, this does like 63. So this will do more damage in the end anyway. So if Gothitelle doesn't actually click Protect this turn, then that's huge. We might be able to take it out depending on its item spot. So I'll more than take that. My opponent, I think this is bringing in Screamtail right now. Yes, this is bringing in Screamtail. Gothitelle will go for Protect this turn. Okay, that's fine. Alright. So we do kind of need to target the Gothitelle this turn because it's only going to have one turn left. That should mean that we'll at least be able to KO the Gothitelle if I had to guess. I can't imagine that it won't die this turn. I think there might be merit, and I guess going for close combat plus Moonblast. But I don't really know if that's gonna be my play. So they're gonna definitely just like switch out. I can't imagine they wouldn't. I'm still just gonna go for this play anyway, to be honest. I think that if Gothitelle does switch out, that's fine. They're going to bring in Arcanine, but I didn't really have a much better play for that, because even if I click Close Combat, they were going to still go for Protect on Screamtail, and then Close Combat's not going to do a lot anyway to Arcanine. I still think this was my best play, but it wasn't really that I had a great play. Oh, they just... Okay, well. Now I'm a little bit annoyed, I guess, but it is what it is. Again, I feel like the impression that Screamtail was going to Protect here was a safe bet to make, in all honesty, so I still stand by this. But it is definitely a little unfortunate. I have no clue why they're disabled, to be completely honest. They're just revealing their moveset. But maybe they don't have Protect, I guess. Alright. Well, we're gonna die. That's still fine. We'll have Roaring Moon and Tusk in the back at least. Roaring Moon can get off some good damage, especially since this thing has, I still have my Iron Head, of course, to target the Screamtail, and my opponent no longer has Booster Energy to outpace. So we actually do make sure, we should guarantee at least stop this thing from getting a Perish Song up, which is good. And then as far as the Great Tusk goes, I can just go for a Headlong Rush into the Arcanine spot, and that should do a ton of damage. They would need to be like a jolly, really fast Arcanine to outpace us and get a burn off. And even if they do, I think I could still manage to break this thing 1v1, so I'll take that. I'll actually more than take that. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Iron Head into the Screamtail. I know for a fact that we'll actually. So now we do have another predicament. How much does Roaring Moon do versus Screamtail with Throat Chop? Okay, so this actually... Alright, so with 220 attack, we could actually KO here. So I'm going to go for the Throat Chop, because if they go for Terra Steel, then I essentially let them get another Perish Song up for free. And I would rather lose the Roaring Moon, I'm going to be completely honest, than let them get up another Perish Song. So we're going to do that. We're going to stop them from getting up a Perish Song here. Because I think that's what they're going to click anyway. So, did they click Perish Song? We don't know yet, but that's fine. At the very least, the Hello Rush is faster than Screamtail, which is good information. Oh, right, okay. So that must have been the information that we got, is that the Perish Song failed. That was what it was. Alright, well that works out well for us at least. Roaring Moon is able to put on a lot of pressure. They should not be able to win the endgame off of this at least, which is huge. Now, at the same time though, depending on how fast their Arcanine is, if they burn one of my Mons, that's pretty bad for us. But I can still manage an endgame as long as... So I would need that last Mon to not be like a Dragonite, and specifically like some offensive Terra Dragonite. If they're lacking something like a Dragon Claw, it's pretty good for me. But otherwise though, I'll need to see what I can do. Thankfully though, their Screamtail is gone, so unless they have Fluttermane in the back as well, it would essentially, I think Fluttermane would be the worst case because that could just gleam my team and I lose. I can't really stop that from happening actually, but we'll have to see how we manage. Gothitel's gonna probably pop a Citrus this turn. I would be shocked if it's not Citrus Berry, but we'll see, I guess. Yep, this is Citrus Berry. Good to note. Okay, let's see, Citrus Berry. So there's Shadow Tag, and they have Fake Out. All right. So we haven't actually seen a lot from their team besides the fact that Arcanine is Protect and the fact that they have Gothitelle in the back. They have Fluttermane. Okay, yeah. This is a game over, essentially. I'll go for an Iron Head just in case if for some reason they're like some really slow spec set. And I'm going to click Protect. Actually, no. So I'm going to click Dual Protect here, first and foremost. I'm not getting Fake Outed and losing my 1 Mon faster. Nor am I letting my Great Tusk just, I guess, get targeted. Because they're clicking Gleam. They're 100% clicking Gleam here. There's nothing else that they're clicking. Let's see. So they're gonna click Perish Song. Okay, well that also works fine. Well played on my opponent for not clicking Fake Out this turn. They were probably just trying to go for some sort of offensive attack. Good play on my opponent because I would never have. I don't think I can win this game now because of that. They must not have like a Dazzling Gleam or something. So what I think I need to do at this point. I don't even think I could target the Fluttermane anymore, which feels like a misplay, but I don't even think I can afford to because of that turn. I think I actually need to just go for Iron Head into Fluttermane with my Great Tusk, and then I need to go for Throat Chop into Gothitelle, solely for the fact that I need to KO the Gothitelle, because I need to KO their Mons. That's what I need to do. In fact, I don't even think I can guarantee a scenario where I can win this, so I'm gonna forfeit because I don't actually have the turns to do this. Because essentially, even if I get an attack off and kill both Pokemon this next turn, they guarantee one with Protect in the following turn. And it's probably going to be an extra couple minutes of video time, so I'm just going to save you guys all the trouble, and I'm just going to forfeit the battle. My opponent played a lot better than I did this game, for sure. I don't think that my team had the tools to necessarily outplay this anyway, but even if it did, they objectively just played a better match than I did. So good play to my opponent, and we'll see you guys in game number 2. Okay, moving on to game number 2, we're taking on a team consisting of Iron Hands, Gothitelle, Murkrow, Palafin, Fluttermane, and a Moongus. Okay, so I'm anticipating that that's just a Perish Song Murkrow and Perish Song Fluttermane. And that essentially this is like a slightly more, I want to say balanced version of what Wolvie had instead of like a semi-stall. Because this team doesn't need to necessarily win off of Perish Song. Like between Fluttermane and that's probably like an SD Iron Hands and then like a Mystic Water Palafin with Haze for like Dondozo matchups to help with Iron Hands as well. That's probably what we're fighting here. Though that might be Bandit Palafin with Haze Murkrow. That also could be a pretty likely option here. But yeah, I guess we definitely need to respect the Bandit Palafin for sure. Because that could actually be kind of annoying. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to proceed to go for a lead of Talonflame, and I need to go for, I kind of want to go with Talonflame and Roaring Moon here, I can't lie. I think that would be a pretty decent offensive lead here. Roaring Moon doesn't really fear most of this team, and after a sunny day as well, I would be pretty set. Now, it's not to say that there wouldn't be any issues. Fluttermane would be an issue, but it's really only one if they also have the Iron Hands up. So I'm fine with that. I'm going to bring the Slither Wing in the back for sure, and I'm going to go with Great Tusk as last Mon. I don't really need the Florges this game. It's not bad by any means. The Helping Hand boost is always appreciated, of course. But at the same time, I don't really think I gain a lot from it. I guess the one thing would be if Base Form Palafin died to it. But even still, I don't think that was going to happen. Let's see. So, first impression. Okay, actually, first impression. Color me surprised. First impression would have done it. It would have OHKO'd. Even versus Bulky Palafin, it would have. But if they click Protect there, then that wasn't going to matter. So let's see. So my opponent leads off with, I forget to check, Palafin and Iron Hands. Okay. So, we are Covert Cloak, thankfully. So what I'm going to proceed to do, I'm going to click the Sunny Day here. And then I'm going to click the I could probably just get away with clicking Protect here. Yeah, I'm just going to click Protect here. I want the Sunny Day up because that'll be very helpful for later picks on my team, especially the Slither Wing, because I want to make sure the Slither Wing is doing damage, as well as neutralizing whatever the Palafin can do. Now, they're going to go for Terrestrial Water here, so this leads me to believe they're going to just Jet Punch my Palafin and go for some sort of a Fake Out into Iron Hands. No, not Iron Hands, Roaring Moon, which is fine. That's perfectly okay. Let's see. So they're going to Jet Punch my Talonflame. That means that they didn't actually Fake Out, but they are going to kill my Palafin. Okay. Perfectly understandable. If I went for Terra Flying, I think I could have taken that, but for what it's worth, they were like some sort of super offensive set. It looks like they were just dead set on KOing my Palafin, which is fine. Not my Palafin, my Talonflame. Still honestly fine. Okay. So what I'm going to proceed to do here, I'm going to go into my Slither Wing. Now, this should be pretty beneficial, of course. I don't even need to Terra this one, actually, in fact. It's probably better without Terra, truthfully. And then I'm going to proceed to go for a First Impression into the Palafin spot, as well as... Is there a reason not to just go for First Impression plus a Iron Head into that spot? That would account for, like, everything you could switch in here. Really, the only thing that wouldn't matter would be if... It would really only not make a difference, I guess, if my opponent went for something like a Mungus, but I can Flare Blitz out on the next turn, so I'm actually fine with that. Yeah, we'll go for Iron Head. I think it's a safe middle ground play here, to be honest, because that accounts for Fluttermane as well coming in, which Fluttermane coming in could be a little scary, but we could just neutralize it right now and then maybe save my Terra for something else. They're going to go into Gothitelle, actually, so we can just KO the Gothitelle, which is huge. I'm fine with getting rid of Gothitelle, and we'll actually get the Iron Head off into the Iron Hands anyway, which is also pretty good. Though I won't act like I super need that, actually. But it is still damage nonetheless. It's still damage. Volt Switch will go off here. That's fine. That's probably the best thing that Iron Hands could have done here, truthfully. Let's see. So we know it says Wild Charge and Volt Switch. Okay. So they're bringing in Palafin, and they're probably going to also bring in one of the Iron Hands or maybe a Mungus here. Fluttermane could come in too, actually. I don't think Murkrow came in this game, I'm going to be honest. But they did bring Goth, so actually, maybe they brought Murkrow? They could have brought Murkrow, because it could actually, Murkrow has a nice benefit of, like, being Taunt and Better Song, which is kind of big. Not that Fluttermane can't, but it does it a lot better. So Iron Hands Palafin. Okay. We're clicking Dual Protect here. We're not going to let something just die to Fake Out randomly, which is objectively the best play we can make. Now, I will say, I can actually just kind of ransack that Palafin right now, which is huge. Palafin isn't really a huge concern. We can also potentially see what they're going to go for here. Now, I'm assuming that Palafin in hero form is going to probably go for... Let's see. So they're going to probably go for some sort of offensive move here, which I'm fine with that. We'll go for Close Combat on that next turn. We should do like 70-ish. Even with the Terra Water, this Jet Punch actually isn't a guaranteed KO. However, it does have rolls where it can KO, which is fine. We'll just need to account for it. Yeah, Terrestrial Water. Oh, right, yeah, so that's Sand Grass. Water. Oh, Water actually doesn't KO, never mind. That's great, because I can just Close Combat the Palafin, which is great for me, and then I can go for a Scale Shot into the Palafin, which is great for me. If they're going to KO my Roaring Moon with Iron Hands, they're going to do it anyway. That won't matter if I get my defense drop or not, to be completely honest. Yep, so we live on, like, quite literally 2. Perfectly timed. Of course it avoids. That kind of sucks, actually, because 1, I no longer KO the Palafin, which is bad. That's very bad. But more importantly, though, point number 2 is the fact that I don't actually outplace Fluttermane now. Roaring Moon was going to die anyway, I guess, so it is what it is. But now point number 3 is that I think I just lose the game. Yeah, I might just lose the game. For what it's worth, I haven't actually burned Taz, so maybe Great Tusk can pull one out. That's kind of what I need to bank off of now. I also need to bank off of my opponent, like, neglecting Great Tusk, which is going to be something, so I'm going to make kind of a gimmicky, not gimmicky play here, but I'm going to assume that they're going to target Great Tusk. So I'm going to click Protect here, and I'm going to go for Close Combat. If they just kill my Slither Wing, I think I lose this game anyway, to be honest. But I don't think I can win if I let them go for any attack into Tusk, because I need it healthy enough to try and actually pop that Citrus Berry on Fluttermane, which I can do. I can definitely do that. But without Earthquake, I can't really win this game without making this play. They're going to withdraw the Iron Hands. What are they going to bring in here? Okay. So they're going to bring in Fluttermane. Okay. So I guess I had another out. Just dual targeting here. And, no, never mind. That still is kind of a dumb play. We're going to KO the... They're going to Protect. Okay. well then I don't win this game anyway, but it's for a very different reason now. Because I think if I just raw targeted into that slot anyway, that I would have been fine. But yeah, no, I don't think I can win. Okay. So essentially what I need to do, I need to click Protect on Slither Wing here. I need to click the Terra Steel, and I need to go for the Iron Head into the Flutter Mane. I need to hope this is the choice Flutter Mane. That's kind of my win con here. We're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna see what we can do about taking out this this Flutter Mane here. I'm kind of at a loss at this point, to be honest. Maybe it's just me using the team not well, but I'm kind of at a loss for what I'm gonna do. The Flutter Mane would need to. So ideally, what happens here is they Jet Punch the Slither Wing, and then which I don't think they'll actually do. I think they're gonna Jet Punch as well as go for like a Shadow Ball. Or maybe they'll go for a Moonblast or Gleam. Gleam would actually probably make the most sense. They're gonna go for like Gleam plus a Jet Punch. So Jet Punch just pop here. That's probably not gonna do even half. That is about half actually. That's fine. So if they went for a Fairy move here, then I can win this if they're not Sash. It's really only if they're not Sash though. But I would need a double Protect. They're actually gonna go for a Moonblast into the Slither Wing. Now that's even better, because that means that Great Tusk is very healthy here, and I can actually take a hit on the following turn from Palpin, which is huge. That makes a big difference. They're Sash. Okay. So then, what I need to do now is I need to hope that my opponent lets me get off like a triple Protect here is what I need. I need a triple Protect. And I need to go for another Iron Head into this spot. Because I can't just let my team die. The Protect failed. Okay. So, I guess in theory, there's another way that I can make this work, but they need to have like misplayed. They didn't do that. Unfortunate. Okay. Alright. So I guess the question is, did they click Shadow Ball or did they click Moonblast? They just click Shadow Ball. Okay. Yeah, that should just KO, to be honest. Or at least it guaranteed puts me in range of Jet Punch here. So, yeah, I can't win this. Very unfortunate. Yeah. I don't know. I think this one maybe I just misplayed. For what it's worth, I think it's a scale shot hit. I think I had a really good chance at winning. Because I could have, what I could have done from there is went for, at least, so I had an endgame at least, if that was the case, because Iron Hands would have been a lot easier to take out with this combination, with Iron Hands Flutter Mane. Now, it wasn't a guaranteed by any means. I would have had to Thrastle Steel, which means that I was weak to Iron Hands. But what I could have done, essentially, was went for a Headlong Rush, and then neglected Flutter Mane, and then proceeded to make my endgame, which would have worked. I think it could have maybe worked. But it would have still been rough. It would have still definitely been very rough. But we'll have to see if we can at least pull a win out. I do still think the team can make a win. I don't think we're going to go 0-3 today, but I don't think, I mean, we're not positive. We're 0-2 right now. I think we're going to go 1-2 though. I still have faith in the team. I could have brought a Mungus. I think in hindsight, I should have brought a Mungus. That would have been safer than what I brought. We'll see you guys in game number 3 though. Peace out. Okay, so we're taking on our final team of the day, consisting of Flutter Mane, King Gambit, Iron Bundle, Mousehold, Great Tusk, and Dragonite. Okay, so this might be like one of the strongest comps we fought today, and I need to get my win off of this one, which is interesting. So there's a few different lead options they actually have, which could kind of screw me over. They also have some really nice cleaners with Tusk and Gambit and Dragonite. Flutter Mane as well, to be honest, but that could also be a lead. I don't know. So I think that Slither Wing is a pretty decent lead here, actually. Whether I do or don't Terra, that depends. The one bad situation, I guess, would be if they lead off with it would have to specifically be Slither Wing, not Slither Wing, Flutter Mane plus Iron Bundle lead. But I'm gonna be honest, I think that I don't have a great leader on that besides like Talonflame Roaring Moon. Talonflame Roaring Moon actually could maybe work. That could actually be a decent lead here. The issue though, I guess, would be if they lead off a Great Tusk, which, I mean, Great Tusk would fuck me over either way. I'm gonna go with Slither Wing and Florges. I think I can probably just Terra around and then maybe nuke the. How much should I do with the Helping Hand boost to Iron Bundle? Okay, so I could actually maybe KO this. I could definitely KO that. We're gonna go with Roaring Moon, and then I'm gonna go with the Mungus in the back. I do kind of want a Mungus here because a Mungus will be great at redirecting stuff like the Mousehold, for example, if it's Pop Bomb, which I could actually see Pop Bomb being on this team, though I think it's probably gonna be Friend Guard, with like Feint. It's probably gonna like Feint, Follow Me, Protect, and Super Fang, because this team doesn't really have a beat up on it, so they don't need beat up. They don't really need Pop Bomb here because it's not going to be a Technician Mousehold most likely. Kingambit Fluttermane. Okay, so this is actually a pretty decent lead for me. With Kingambit Fluttermane, what I can actually do, I can just go for the Terra Fire off rip on my Slither Wing. And I don't even need to really go for anything other than, yeah, so we're going to pop our booster energy, of course. And we're going to get our attack boosted. Perfect, okay. So what I can manage to do here, actually, is I can go for a Moonblast into the Fluttermane and just break a Focus Sash here. And then, meanwhile, I can go for Terra Fire, and I can go for a Flare Blitz into the Fluttermane here. I want to take this out first. Not that I'm more afraid of it, but it's more so the fact that Fluttermane as a presence is a lot to handle. And I want to make sure that I could just massacre this mon, which I think I could do. I could certainly just KO this thing. It didn't go for Terra. Also, the other reason for this is in case of Kingambit going for Terra Flying, I would truthfully rather know that now and then click Close Combat into it and then have to take a ton of damage and then take a Terra Flying hit. But if this is like a Terra Flying or Terra Water, that does... So it's Terra Fire. So see, if I went for a Flare Blitz into that thinking it was Terra Flying, then I would have been screwed. But now Close Combat was still my play anyway. And I can go for a Helping Hand boosted Close Combat and kill that slot. Now, we're going to take a little under half, which is pretty good for me. Now, Kingambit can take me out still, but I think they're going to target the floor just because it's a good support piece. They actually do proceed to not be Focus Sash. That means they're just going to get O-Code here. Perfectly fine. Fluttermane is still gone, and that still is really good for me. Now, I'm going to guess that we probably got Iron Headed into the Florges spot. Maybe we got Kowtow Cleaved or Terra Blasted. Terra Blast would be great. I'd love to get Terra Blasted this turn. Iron Headed into Florges. Okay. So Florges drops in return. That's perfectly fine. I don't mind that. Crit probably didn't matter in all honesty. Okay. So what I'm going to proceed to do, I'm going to bring in my... I kind of want to bring in my Great Tusk here. Oh, no, right. We don't have Great Tusk. I brought a Moongus. I kind of want to bring in my Moongus, actually. That might be better. Because I could actually go for Rage Powder. Truthfully, I think a Moongus might actually benefit me more than Great Tusk would have. Because with Great Tusk, I would have had to go for the Headlong and Protect and hope my opponent didn't do the same. But thankfully, though, with this play, I can actually just redirect it. And then I can make my opponents take helmet damage, and then I can just KO the... I can KO the Kingambit here, which is great for me. Sadly, though, that Great Tusk is going to be really annoying this turn. But I do kind of not really have any other choice. I need to just go for the Close Combat. I need to hope that it'll kill Kingambit. Between the helmet damage and all that, I think it can. They're probably going to go for Sucker anyway, and it'll fail here, which works out well for me. Kingambit. Let's see. So, their Terra into Fire. This should KO. This guarantees Echo, actually, yeah. This thing is so obnoxiously offensive. Because we have also activated the Attack Photosynthesis. Even versus a max HP set, without the Helping Hand boost, never mind. So we might OHKO. If they go for an attack into the Amoonguss, we'll guarantee the OHKO here. Headlong Rush, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so they'll actually guarantee end up dying because they'll die to Helmet, which is great. Literally, the only way they get around that is with their Safety Goggles, but I'm fine with Safety Goggles. They might even just drop the Close Combat, which they do. It was a roll from like 81 to 96, so it was at least favorable, but it wasn't like a guaranteed hit. We'll take that. Great Tusk means that Great Tusk obviously has to get redirected in another turn, which is huge. That means I could probably just massacre the Great Tusk. I don't know if I guarantee it, but let's see how much I do. Versus Live Orb Great Tusk, I 2 KO that, which is huge actually. That's really huge. I'm hoping no Dragonite or Bundle. Dragonite and Bundle could be kind of bad. Dragonite, okay. Dragonite's more manageable for what it's worth because I can actually Scale Shot through this, and if it's not, since it's not Terra, that's actually pretty good for me. We're going to go for a... I'm going to go for a Spore here, and I'm going to go for a Protect. Dragonite can just E-Speed anyway, and I kind of want to just deem that slot in the following turn with Great Tusk just killing my Amoonguss here. But if they do proceed to try and go for anything else, I can make that work. Let's see. So they're going to go for Protect. Okay. So I guess the question is, do they target Slither Wing? Because if they targeted Slither Wing, I can put the Great Tusk to sleep, and that helps. They're going to go for Earthquake. Okay, so Earthquake is fine. They probably just KO, to be honest. Now I'm almost certain they just OHKO, actually. Let's see. Earthquake. Yeah, that probably just KOs. Okay, unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay. So, let's see. So we're gonna bring in the Roaring Moon here. Now this should be like a 4 to 5 hit turn, which is great for us. In return though, obviously I'm gonna maybe lose my Slither Wing, but it's fine. I do have to essentially make a play here. Scale Shot, and then I'm going to go for a Close Combat. It's kind of all we have at this point, but I can make it work. For what it's worth, I don't think that my play was to Close Combat in the last turn anyway. But I need to... They're going to go for Protect on Tusk. Okay, so this works out amazing for me, actually. Because truthfully, I don't think I had a better play than this. Now, they're going to kill my Slither Wing, but I'm fine with that. Essentially, I need to just KO the Great Tusk here. Now, I'm not sure if I can manage to do that. But, let's see. Loaded dice. So, if there's a multi-scale Dragonite, yeah, we should just drop it. Let's see. So, Scale Shot. Ooh, wow, that does nothing. Yeah, so I don't think we can win. I don't think we can win at all. Really unfortunate, I know, but I don't think we can win at all. They're -1 for what it's worth. But even still, I don't think we can win. Maybe if I, like, crit high roll all of these, I can win. But I'm pretty sure that this is game. Because we're 220 attack. Yeah, this shouldn't KO. Unless we, like, we need to, like, crit 5-hit. Or just 5-hit in general might do it. Can we crit 5-hit? Because 5-hit might do it. 4, can we get the 5-hit? Unfortunate. Okay. It is what it is. This one at least was a pretty close game. Like, we went 0-3 for the day, sure. But I'm actually pretty content with this loss. Not every team's a winner. For what it's worth, I could have played, I think I brought the wrong Mons in game 2. I'm not going to fault the team for this one, in all honesty. Because, truthfully, I don't think that I brought the right Mons to support the team in game 2. Game 1, I'm 50-50 on. I think that really that was just unfortunate. This game, I think I brought the right Mons, and sometimes you just lose games as well. So hopefully, I guess anyone watching this, I'm curious. You know what? New thing. I want to see, for anyone who enjoyed the team, and at least even if they, obviously, you know, I went 0-3. I'm going to challenge you guys, the viewers. Let's see if you guys can get some wins with this team, because I think it's a good team on paper. Now, there's some things if I personally ran it, I would probably change a couple of notes, but it was good enough to where I wanted to keep the run. All the EVs made a lot of sense on paper, besides like Talonflames. It's probably like the one set I would have probably changed a bit. But otherwise, though, I'm curious. I want to see if you guys can get some wins with this team, because I do think it has potential. I want to try it again, or at least some sort of concept like this with Slither Wing Florges in Series 3, because I think it has enough potential to do that. To where maybe if I threw on like a Chien-Pao as well and went for like some just really good offensive sets, I could maybe make this work. But I'm kind of curious. Regardless though, if you enjoy this, you want to see some more content like this, like and subscribe. Shoutouts of course to all of our channel members today, being Josh, aka Ultra Player, Mia, Zeke0, Matt O'Shea, Bbat, Anna Tupur, Timo Mueller, and Fonzie. Your guys' support on the channel is greatly appreciated, and if you want to become a channel member today, it's only a couple dollars a month, and you get some bonus content like this coming weekend where we're going to be doing nothing over the most used 50 mons that will get us to Master Ball. So this means no Pokemon like Dundozo, Roaring Moon, Abomasnow, but we can use mons like Rotom Wash, Iron Treads, etc. So hopefully you guys look forward to that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.